Hi everyone, this is Janice and welcome to the Erudite Artist YouTube channel. I wanted to share with you my process on how I created this art journal spread using Planners Anonymous Under the Stars. So this is similar to the spread I made using the Woodland Wonders box. So the first step I do is I prime my surface. Since the planner is just regular paper and not watercolor or mixed media paper, I'm using some clear gesso so the paints that I'll be using won't damage the paper. Once the gesso is dry, I won't have to worry about the paint bleeding on the other side of my page. I'm going to take out one of my stencils. This is a brick wall stencil. I'm using a palette knife to just scrape in some modeling paste onto the areas that I want my design to be placed. In this case, it's on the upper left and roughly half of the right portion of my spread. Then I'm going to wait for this to dry. So I'm going to set this aside for now, and I'm using some watercolor paper and I'm taking out Luna's clear stamp. She's going to be my focal point for this spread. I'm just going to place this on my acrylic block and using some archival ink and stamping that on my watercolor paper. It's best to use permanent or archival ink for this one since I'm painting over it with watercolor. If you use water-based or non-permanent ink, this will bleed through if you paint on it. But if you don't have any at hand, you can opt for color pencils or markers to color Luna, or you could just use the stickers or the die cut piece. Okay, once I'm happy with the colors I'm using for Luna, I'm splattering on some white metallic paint to give her a bit of a Starry Night effect on her dress. Then I'm just trimming and cutting out the white portions, that way it won't be visible on my spread later on. Okay, let's go back to my journal here. It's time to paint over the textured areas. I'm using some purple and red-violet watercolor paints and just creating splashes of colors onto the areas that I like my textures to kind of pop out. Next is I'm using some glitter acrylics to give it more sparkle. The colors I'm using are purple, pink, and crystal, and I'm just using my fingers to kind of pat and smear them lightly onto random areas, just like so. While that's drying, I'm taking some of my Under the Stars washi tape and layering on tighter pieces of it onto the design. I also used the Moonlight Florals washi at the bottom portion of my spread. And a few strips of Firefly gradient to kind of give it a finishing look to the background design. At this point, I'm just layering on the stickers and die cuts along with my painted Luna stamp onto a composition I feel is cohesive and eye-catching. I'm using some hot glue just to speed up the process, but all-purpose glue works for this one as well. It just takes a lot longer for it to dry. I also added in a few PET washes for my stash as accents. The last thing I added was one of the Saint Bit pieces from the clear stamps, which is really just an afterthought. I used an embossing ink pad on the clear stamp and some rose gold embossing powder. Then I just used my heat gun to kind of fix the statement into the page. And that's it. This is my finished spread. I'm so sorry about my lighting here. I started this project around mid-afternoon and it's actually nighttime now here. And I didn't realize I overexposed my light settings on the camera. But anyway, all that's left to do on this part is to write on it. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please do follow us on social media and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!